Hello everybody, how are you? I hope you're well. I'm happy to be back with another video for this week, and the theme for January is manifestation. And for those of you that might not have seen any videos, just to kind of take it back to basics, manifesting is connecting to your energy and to actually unseen energy. More into detail about that in a bit, in order to create the life that you want. And as an example, if we have a goal in our lives and we want to achieve it, say for example, we want to have a relationship, we want to get a new job, we want to change something in our lives, we set a goal, and very often, first of all, it's not even what we want, but we're not aware of it. And then very often we're so in fear that we won't get what we want, that we hold really tight onto this goal and just work like crazy and push and use willpower to create it. But we actually, hey Navita, how's it going? But actually that's not the way to create, because we're creating from fear and desperation. So what we end up doing is creating a situation that isn't to the outcome of what we want, because it's created from fear and desperation. And if you're using law of attraction, which means that like attracts like, you want to be in your best self in order to attract things that reflect that of themselves are of their best selves. And this whole process that I teach, it's about creating from well-being, because it makes perfect sense. Is if you want something that's fulfilling and loving and joyful, then it makes sense you want to be in that space when you're creating it. And we're tapping into our energy. And this is a softer way to create. Instead of this goal-oriented, kind of masculine, only creating from, the forward direction, we instead tap into our energy system, which is, 3D. It's all through our bodies. It includes, our mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional bodies. And we really want to be taking exquisite care of ourselves so that we're working with really clean and really high energy. Now, when we tap into our emotional well-being, what we want to be doing is being in the best place we can be, which is feeling good. Because when we're feeling good, naturally more good comes to us. It's just that natural flow of energy, and this is manifesting. You want to be in this natural flow of energy because we are naturally creative human beings, just in our very existence. When someone is pregnant, you don't build that baby. That baby is naturally being created, and you want it to, and you want to give it its 9 months, and you want the roots to be planted strongly, and you want the flowers to bloom beautifully. So you're working with the natural rhythm of life, which is naturally creative anyway, because everything in life is creative. And if anybody knows The Secret, for example, it teaches you how there's nothing solid in our lives. Everything, including us, is made of energy. So you want to tap into this kinetic power, and that's what we use to create. It's something that already exists. You don't need to create anything else. So what that means is you want to be open to this energy, and you tap into it with your thoughts. Because when you're closed and when you're thinking, first of all, I'm not good enough, I have to use my willpower, what we actually do is shut down that energy system, and it means we're not aligning with it. And therefore, it's so hard. We have to use so much willpower to get what we want. And we might not even get it because we're not open to receiving it. So when we're manifesting, what it means is that we're using our energy system to tap into this already existing kinetic energy to allow the things that we want to just flow naturally to us. Now, to be fair, sometimes it can take longer because everything has its own incubation period. And we just have to learn to roll with it, and that trust that everything is coming to us in perfect timing. And, the things that we want, they themselves, it's like a recipe. They need to be well cooked before the recipe is complete, right? So, if you're waiting for or asking for a soulmate, your soulmate himself or herself needs to be ready in order to make their way to you too. So I really don't buy into this stuff of, I manifested it wrong, because there's no such thing as wrong. When you are going into this space of being in a place of feeling good and in a higher vibration, what you're doing is connecting to love, and you want to create from love. And when you're in love, everything that is not love flushes out, which means that, first of all, you're going to attract situations that flush out things that no longer serve you. And it can be a challenging process. And I would almost say sometimes it can be a very painful process because you're having to let go of so much. But what's happening in this situation is that you are flushing out things that no longer serve you, be they thoughts, situations, words, feelings, beliefs. A lot of the time, most of the time, it's actually about our own limitations, about how limited we think we are, and a lot of it is about worthiness. If you're looking for a soulmate, you're going to have to confront a lot of shadows, or even I see it with people starting their own businesses. People really need to confront themselves and their own worthiness in order to step into the place of being able to receive what they've been asking for. I'll get into this more with other videos because I think it's quite a deep topic. But just to say is that when you're in a feeling good vibe, again, you are open to receive. You are open to receive inspiration. You're open to receive blessings. You're open to receive oxygen. You're open to receive positive energy into your body. Now, when I say positive, I actually mean more productive, because I think it's our judgment of things that we only want positive things that come to us that makes us hide from the so-called negative things. But it's only our judgment of these things as negative that makes us run away from it. What we want to do is be whole human beings. And for me, that the crux of that is your emotional well-being. So to reiterate everything that I've been talking about, what we want to be doing is be connected to ourselves and in our own emotional well-being so that we attract more of what we want. So when things are challenging, the question is how do we just sit with it without running away from it, without trying to change it? How do we go deeper into it in a healthy way so that we can look at really what is the shadow side? What do we need to do to confront it? What do we need to do to integrate it? What do we need to do to heal it? So it's looking at all of our challenges on the emotional plane and just sitting with it. And often you're going to need to break down, but you need to break down to break through, because you need to have all these emotions come up in order to free yourself to be in this place of feeling good. So often people are telling me that I just need to be in the high vibe. And I said, well, actually, no, because that's an inauthentic place to be. And I think someone else is watching, whoever that is. Thank you so much. So when you're in that place of, I just have to be in a positive space, that's actually resisting what is naturally happening for you. Now, the purpose of life is self-actualization. It's soul growth. So when you're not allowing yourself to go into your own true emotions, you're stopping yourself from growing. And if the purpose of life is soul growth, you need to do that growing in order to get to the outcome. It's just natural. So when you're in this place, or when you have this, the goal is actually well-being. In order to get into that space of well-being, you need to sit with your emotions. You need to allow yourself to feel them, no matter how challenging they are. You want to be in this place of non-judgment, just be in this place of witnessing, see what's happening, allow the emotion to pass. If you know about the Abraham Hicks emotional mastery scale, you want to sit with it for 17 seconds. Usually you'll go to a place of feeling better. You sit with that for another 17 seconds, and then so on and so forth until you get to a place of feeling good. And there is actually an emotional scale for this, but I just say go to a place of feeling good. Get to know yourself. Get to know what feeling good is. And, when you're sitting with this thing, you also get to learn what feeling good is not. And when you work in this kind of, with this emotional scale, again, you get to know yourself. You allow the emotion to pass. You connect to your energy. You begin to know what is love and what is not love, so that you clear out your own energy and you can more organically go to the space of feeling good. And you know the process to get there. And when you get to the place of feeling good, which is love, then you attract more things. And that is the process of creation. That is the process of manifestation. And what I think is amazing about it is that it doesn't involve pushing. It doesn't involve creating from a place that you are not. You are creating from the very essence of yourself. And for example, our thoughts have energy, our beliefs, our feelings, our actions, our words, everything has energy. And this is your creative. This is like the paint that you're putting on the canvas. This is what you're using to create with, is the energy that you're putting into anything, the energy you're putting out into the world, the energy that you're putting into yourself, the energy that you're receiving. This is your material that you're using to create your life. So in fact, I'm not a big fan of creating goals, because I feel that that is something outside of yourself. You want to create from the inside of yourself. You want to be creating from your feelings and emotions. So when you really start doing this work, you become very highly aware of your subconscious. And when you're doing that, You become so highly aware of your emotions and where you're placing your energy and the quality of your thoughts, because you want to be in a place of well-being, knowing that it is going to get you farther than in a place of, say, negativity. Now, remember I said, though, that you have to do it organically. If you're in this place of so-called negativity, just sit with it until you're feeling better. You need to shift that energy, which then will allow the flow of life to come to you, which means you are attracting the things that you want to attract. And that is the process of creation. So to create from willpower, when you really start doing this, you know what, like I'm creating, or I'm trying to manifest things myself. But I know that when I am putting out that intention and it feels forced, even a sliver of will feels too forced to me right now, because I know it's not natural. We don't need to be doing this. We just need to be staying in faith and belief and, taking inspired action, and not using the kind of will that now I look back on it. First of all, that was way too much will. And now, like I said, I don't even need an ounce. I just know that I need to stay connected to myself and aware of my own emotions and taking really exquisite care of myself. Now, if you're trying to create something, the first best thing you can do is to take care of yourself, to take exquisite care of yourself, to be aware of your thoughts and your emotions and your beliefs and your words, and choosing those that are of highest quality for you. Because, again, like I said, if these are your paints that you're putting on the canvas, then you want to care for your paints. You want to care for your paintbrushes. You want to even care for the canvas. So you want to take exquisite care of yourself. And this feeling good actually helps to bring you what you want. Now, as an example, I started doing workshops in Berlin in 2017. And I noticed when I took exquisite care of myself, I would get more people to sign up for my workshops. And this is how I create. It's not setting the goal and busting my butt to get there. Now, of course, I'm taking aligned action. I'm promoting in all the right places. I'm going out and meeting people who might be interested in my workshops. I'm trying to increase my profile. But when it comes to actually getting the signups, I don't work myself to the bone, because I know that that is not the way to create the life that I want. If I want to be creating or having a life of ease and joy and flow and abundance, then it needs to be created as such. And it's how I choose to look at it. I already am in abundance. I already am in joy, when I'm taking care of myself. And again, like attracts like, when I'm in this wonderful space, of course, more wonderful things are coming to me. So ultimately, this is manifestation. We're not setting these crazy goals. We are, like I said, we don't just get to sit on our butts, but the work is the inner work. That is what creation is again, this, like I said, this emotional well-being. So from the inside of ourselves, this is how we create what we want. And this is the work, everything inside of us. And the more you do it, the more you realize how much we've usually invested in the outside. So it's a really eye-opening process to see that shift and realize how everything is really our internal world. And it's really fascinating when you start looking into relationships and looking at how are other people reflecting back what you need to heal, or what's going on inside of yourself, because of the energy that you're cultivating for yourself. I will get into that later on during the year, but I just wanted to talk about what is manifestation. Like I said, it's creation from well-being, and if the purpose of life is for us to connect with ourselves. So when we do that, then we naturally create the world that we want, or the lives that we want, because the change is happening on the outside, and then on the inside, and the change automatically gets reflected on the outside. And that's how you, like I said, that's how you create the life that you want. So I hope that all made sense. Please do comment below. I would love to know if this video helped you, if it shifted something in your mind, so maybe you understand a different way of having a life that you want. And if you have any other topics, or if maybe there was something in particular that you didn't understand, whoever sent the love, thank you so much. If there's anything in particular that you didn't understand, please just drop a comment below. I'll be happy to do a longer video, particularly on that topic. And if you're in Vancouver, I have a workshop coming up on March 9th. I'm super excited about it. It's my first workshop since moving back to Vancouver. I'd love to have you if you're here. And please do let me know if this video helped you, and I'll be back later this week. Thanks so much for watching, and hope you're well, Navita. Take care. Bye.